It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
It was a fun Monday, and we spent some time talking about, the fact that you're pretty good parents. But it took your kids forever to learn what. Had some very interesting responses to this, and they're coming up in just seconds in the podcast. Here we go. Our last fantastic show. We got a call from a guy named Steve. I want to play it in its entirety for you. And then I want to know what makes your mate a freak. Not like a freak in the bedroom. I'm talking a freak, just an outright freak.
Oh, man. Do you guys have these like ring cameras in your house?
Yeah.
So I was just checking in on something, and my wife works from home. I go into the office every day, and she talks to the Roomba.
So did you just see her do this one time, like one isolated moment, or is this something that you're creeping on every day?
I mean, I didn't want to be creeping on it, but she's doing this almost every day. She has a little, baby voice. She talks to it in the baby voice.
What is...
She's like, oh, good job, little fella. You know?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. And how does this make you feel? Is this wigging you out a little bit?
It's a little weird. You know, I hope she doesn't talk to our other appliances like this. We just got a stand mixer. She's talking to the stand mixer. I'm going to have to leave.
I don't want you to tell her that you know, because she's going to feel really upset and that she can't be herself in her own home. Let her talk to the robot vacuum as much as she wants.
Dude, if you've got a camera, there's got to be a way you can download some of that and at least send it to us. I promise we won't share it, but I got to see this.
Okay, if you promise. But that Roomba might come into the station and cause some havoc with you guys.
That was the kind of the conversation. It made me start thinking, I guarantee if you've got somebody like a significant other in your life, there's one or two things that probably make them a freak. And this is a good way, right? I mean, there's no harm done here. Your wife's just having a conversation with the robot vacuum. But, oh, you did such a good job. Good job. Is that throw up some red flags there a little bit for you?
Yeah. So if I had to pick something that Derek is a freak about and it could make me money one day, is his ability to answer every single question on Celebrity Jeopardy correctly. It is crazy what this guy knows. And I've talked about it before, can't spell a lot of things, but he will wear his Bluetooth headphones around the house and he'll have his phone on the counter. He's doing chores or whatever. And all I'll hear from all different rooms is, what is an ape's arm? What is a banana peel?
What is Guatemala?
And he gets it right. And I put it on my socials before where I'll just hide in a corner and you guys can watch him get it all right. It's crazy to me. So
what makes your mate a freak? Again, out of the bedroom. What really kind of makes them a freak? Will you call us real quick? We can keep you anonymous. I can put you on voice change if you don't want people to know who you are. But we've all got at least a tendency that our significant other would say makes us a little bit of a freak.
I'd love for Danielle to call in, but Ariel said she can't call in, but her husband loves to lick batteries.
To test them whether or not. Well, hold on. A regular battery doesn't give a charge. It's only a 9 volt because you got to bridge it.
So is it just, I don't know what it is, the feel of the metal or something like that? Yeah, that's a little freaky. Ariel.
What makes your significant other, your husband, your wife, your fiance, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, what makes them just a little bit of a freak? At the end of our last show, we took this call from a guy named Steve, unsolicited, and this is what he was saying about his wife.
Oh, man. Do you guys have these ring cameras in your house?
Yeah.
So I was just checking in on something, and my wife works from home. I go into the office every day, and she talks to the Roomba.
So we found out that she is having conversations all day long.
Yeah, and I advised him, don't say anything to her, because then she's going to always feel like she has to look over her back, or why is he peeping in on me? Take that one to your grave. Except for just telling everyone
tens of thousands of people right now. So we thought, let's turn this into a fun little segment called What Makes Your Mate a Freak? Not like a bedroom freak, but a regular freak. Tony, what makes him a freak?
Well, it's not actually like a spouse. It's a roommate, but she literally talks to everything.
Like the hairbrush?
Like plants. It's actually good for plants. They grow faster.
She talks to her phone. She'll talk to my glove box. She talks to the dishes. She talks to all the animals.
Are they talking back, though? That's where we have to be nervous. Do they talk back to her?
Give me a quick example of what you would hear your roommate say to the dishes.
She will be washing something, and if it doesn't go right, she's like, "Oh, come on, you can do this."
Oh, it sounds like she's talking to herself. Like, come on, you can scrub this harder and get this done. Unless she's talking to the plate.
I mean, it might be like that, but she's like, "Come on, just get off of there." Like if there's cheese stuck to the plate or something.
Are you constantly going, "Pardon me"? Because my wife will do this a lot, where she'll say something under her breath, or she'll talk to the dog all the time. I get it. The dog's a living creature. The plant's living creatures. I get that part. But I'm constantly going, "Excuse me? Pardon me?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you."
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the rug, Then you got to be nervous.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that whole
everything.
situation.
I mean, sometimes it's really funny, but...
Can you do me a favor and just roll some tape on this? Like, you're around tonight, maybe, it's past dinner. You guys are kind of cleaning up your day. Can you just leave your phone on for a couple minutes? I really want to hear her talk to the dishes. That would make my day.
I can try.
Thank
All right.
you. I appreciate it. Have a great morning. Tony. Hello, Lisa. How you feeling today?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. We're great, too. Thanks for asking. Who's the freak in your life?
Okay, so it's not a current partner, but one partner that I did have, he thought he was a god.
Oh.
Like, literally thought he was a full-on god.
Like a Greek
And
god? Or like a god that we pray to?
I'm not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more of like a Greek god. He said that he got sent down to Earth because he was destroying planets and stuff.
He was being punished, so they sent him to us.
Yeah, and at first I was like, okay. And then he started getting into things like, "Oh, you'd love my daughter and stuff." And I was like, "You have a daughter?" Like, and for context, I'm still in school.
Yeah.
So he's way, way too young. Yeah, he said that he had a kid and I would get along with her and I would like her and all this stuff, and it was just really creepy.
So the thing is, and I wonder this often, is if somebody says that they have been abducted by aliens or they come from a different planet as a god, what if they're telling the truth and then we're just the jerks that don't believe them?
Yeah, did you break it off because of this, or was there other stuff?
That, and because he said that he kept on saying that he was seeing demons in his room.
Yeah, that'll
and that
do
he
it.
was. Yeah, and I was like, right.
I thought she was going to say that, and he didn't put the toilet seat down. I feel like it was one or the other, make it or break it. Well, thank you for calling, and hopefully you have better luck with men in the future.
Where's this guy now? I know you still keep track of this this god in your life. Where is he now?
He's still in school.
Okay, all right. Like school, like we're talking college or high school?
High school.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Got in trouble in school. You have to hear this teacher. He just felt like these students were cheating on a test that they were doing. And he's like, okay, I'm going to give them a way out.
I knew this kid was cheating, but I didn't see him actually do it. After the quiz, I go, all right, here's the deal. I know one of you cheated. If you email me after class and you say, hey, sorry, I cheated, won't happen again, my bad, whatever, I'll let you retake it for up to a 50. If you don't email me, if you don't admit it, you're just going to get a 0 and you have to keep it. I got 6 emails. Sorry, won't happen again. When can I come in to retake it?
Oh, that's the way to go, man.
And really, he only had his eye on one of them. And he's like, oh my God, I had 6 of them doing that. So yeah, they all got in trouble.
I'm on the hunt for anyone listening who just up and left it all. I found out over the weekend that I have a high school friend, a guy that I knew really, really well in high school. Probably haven't had that much contact with since. But he and his wife and his 2 kids just up and they sold the family farm. I mean, this farm was probably worth millions.
Well, I'm happy it wasn't just him that left his family and went rogue and off the
But they
grid.
had like several generations of people that were running this farm, right? And they sold it for like pennies on the dollar and just moved to some cabin in Wyoming.
Farming is not for the weak. Maybe they were like, this is not our life. Like, we can't handle this.
But where I come from, if your family's farming, you're farming. That's just it. You're just going to be a farmer.
Yeah, and I get it. But what if it's like I don't want your life. Like, we want a different life.
He's 50 years old, though, and he just up and left it all.
Well,
Like,
YOLO.
that's a bold move.
Mm-hmm.
So you just up and left it all. Either of these fit. You got to call us right now. Hi, Christy with a Y. How are you?
Good, how are you?
We're great. Tell me about the trouble you used to get into in school.
Okay, well, so one time in 6th grade, I grew up in Southern California. My dad was like super political, like it was just really bad. And so we had an assignment in 6th grade, and it was to write a letter to the White House. And Bill Clinton was in the office at the time. And so, I mean, all my dad ever did was talk crap about politics. So in my mind, my dad don't like you. I don't like you.
Oh, you wrote a hate letter to Bill Clinton?
You guys, I wrote a death threat. I told him I was in 6th grade. I was like, my family's going to blow up you. We don't like you. Just all this stuff. And then a couple days go by. I get called to the principal's office. Like the CIA was there from D.C. They were like super official. They had earpieces. Like I was scared. I got expelled. Like all this stuff happened. And then my dad took me out to eat after that because he
was super proud.
I stood up for him.
That's my girl.
And I was like, I was so scared. They like came to my house. They like searched the whole house. I mean, it was like a big, scary thing. And so
if you were to do that in 3rd grade, probably wouldn't have been a big deal at all. But did you mention at all in the letter, like, my dad's going to find you and he's going to kill you? Or was it just your plan as a young kid?
It was my plan. Like we don't like you. It was just, I'm going to come and blow up the White House. Like,
my
I don't remember because it was 6th grade, but like, yeah, it was, now that I think about it, it's not funny because, you know, I'm 40 years old and I understand threats like that. But in 6th grade, I was like, I hate you.
Wow.
Is this on your permanent record?
Yes. Oh, I'm sure they're probably watching me. I don't know officially, but I'm sure that I've been like on this watch list since the 90s.
That is crazy. And you see it a lot, like, you know, as of, you know, when Trump started running, you know, how many years ago and how long he's been in our life with politics, the kids that just repeat what their parents say. And then you're like, you don't know what you're talking about, you know? So it's kind of dangerous to talk politics in front of your kids, no matter if you were for Biden or Trump or Bush or whatever. Like, they don't understand it. And then that could get them into some trouble. So,
and just to understand the wrap up of this thing, you go out of your way to threaten the life of the leader of the free world. And because of that, you got taken out to Sizzler?
Yes, we went out. Yes, we went out to lunch. My dad was, you know, I got in trouble with the school and the DC CIA, but my dad was like, hey, let's go get some food.
This is bananas. You are part of a parenting situation where you got a kid. Sometimes it's a little bit of a circus to get them to learn. One of the most weird things that social media has done is made everybody compare how quickly your kid walks, your kid talks, your kid potties, your kid rides a bike, all these things, all these little milestones that parents knew that there was like a year swing on this.
Yeah, I'm so excited that there's an update on this because when I read it, it was 5 days ago and it was from this guy named Matthew, who is a listener, and he posted, and you can just hear the frustration in his post. It says, I will pay somebody $100 to teach my 8-year-old how to ride a bike. I have tried and tried over the last 3 years. And my frustration is making it not fun for her anymore. So he's watched videos, he's read articles. How can I make this a pleasurable experience for her? Look at that. We have a rider. So I don't know who went over there. Oh, a guy named Darren.
He just went over to his house.
Props. He's like, finally got there. So this little girl is riding her bike. She's doing so well. And he says, thank you so much. Took him 5 minutes. 5 minutes to get her to ride a bike. So what were you doing, Matthew, the whole time that caused her to not pick it up? Liam had one of those Strider bikes, which I thought were so cool. Taught them balance.
And they don't have any pedals or anything, right?
Pedals.
You just kind of walk along with it.
Yeah, but then you can go down, you know, it teaches them how to, you know, stop on their own or like just be mindful of what speed they're going and work on their balance. That was a good start. And then he went right to without training wheels, went to pedaling.
Sure. Got his balance, figured that out.
And I think because of that bike, for sure.
I'm sure that's a good way to go. I know most of my life revolves around baseball, but when my son was 9, I want to be a pitcher, Dad. I want to be. Okay, so let's teach you the curveball here. And a lot of people are going to go, you don't never teach a kid that young a curveball. But I didn't have any arm problems because I learned how to do it right. So I've always preferred to teach the kids the right way to do it, and then you probably won't have arm problems. But that was the most frustrating thing for me because teaching him to do it and where to aim it and how to throw it seemed like it took forever. But then all of a sudden one day, bang, it just happened. And I just remember going, oh, like the light went off, and like your chest gets really big. And you're like, he can do it. I'm so proud of you. So we didn't have that with like the bike or and Melissa had texted in, tying shoes. He's in the 8th grade, still hasn't caught on.
So I would have been the bad parent of letting Liam just have Velcro shoes because it was just the easiest way.
Well, now they're all slip-ons, right?
Yeah, he just does the Ugg slip-ons or whatever they are, the Crocs. Oh, the Crocs. But he wanted tie shoes, and Derek's like, get some at the store. Get him tie shoes. Let's teach him how. And I'm like, let's just stick with Velcro.
Most of the time, the motivation comes from when you see your friends being able to do it. Then you become motivated to do it, especially the bike riding thing. Oh, all my friends are riding their bike over here.
The loop, swoop, and pull.
What was one thing that just seemed like it took your kid forever to learn? So many people saying, my daughter's in the 9th grade. She still doesn't know how to ride a bike. Stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're getting a ride from everyone, let's say you don't live in town. You really ever want to learn to ride a bike?
Yeah, but that many years, you didn't ever want to ride a bike at all around your neighborhood.
Or maybe you lived right next to everyone and you could just walk all the time. Hi, Sam. How you feeling this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
We're really good. We're just kind of talking about things that we feel like it took our kids way too long to learn. What's on your radar?
Yeah, wiping their own butt.
Oh, so
definitely took forever.
What was the day? What was the moment? Because it's like we remember where we were when Michael Jackson died. What was the moment?
I don't know if wiping your own butt is on the same level.
Oh, I bet if it
OJ
monopolized her life, like you remember the moment that they just started doing it themselves.
Well, probably after he went to school and had to do it himself at school.
Right, you can't just yell, "Mom, wipe me."
Liam used to yell butt department. My mother-in-law taught him that. And so when he'd yell butt department in Target, Walmart, all the places, I had to go back in the stall and take care of business. So
he was 6, 7 before he got to the point where he was good about this.
Oh, at least, yeah. And then, when the underwear comes through the laundry like semi-clean, they're starting to get it.
Now, for what it's worth, I know Kat can attest to her husband being probably in his late 30s before they figured this out. So I think you'll be all right if he's mastered it by the time.
There's like crevices I didn't even know about. It's like wiping a marker. So I get the hyper wiper and just wanting to get everything clean. So does he live a pretty clean life now, or are there still some moments that you see maybe he didn't get everything?
Well, he's 13 now, so it's good. I think he's got it.
Okay.
And nothing will build your confidence faster than your mom coming on a syndicated radio show telling everyone that you still couldn't wipe your own butt at 13. So good job, Mom. You got that out of the way. I'm sure he's going to live a fruitful life now, but I can get it, man. Like it's one of those things that you're like, God, you should be able to figure this out. But as adults, we just assume that everyone else can get it. And those kiddos are just like, man, until they have to. So thanks for sharing with us. Have a great morning.
Yeah, you too.
What else did it just take way too long for you to be able to, your kid to be able to do?
Matthew just messaged me, DM'd me. Why are you talking about me? I said, it's a great story because a lot of people can relate to you, Matthew, because sometimes your kids just don't pick it up. And
nothing will make you feel less like a man than not being able to teach your kid to ride a bike and then having to put a post on social media going, can anyone? And then somebody comes over and 5 minutes later it's happening.
But that's the Facebook village. Somebody came over and taught her, and now she is well on her way to just biking all summer. So it worked out, Matthew, and you gave us something to talk about. So
I want to fast forward to the holiday season real quick.
You of all
I'm going to
people?
skip right over summer.
Wow, okay.
And I want you to start thinking about the first 3 months of the season. All right, got through January, got through February, got through March. If you had to put a Christmas card together, and I don't know if you've ever done it, but we have friends that still put together the Christmas card with the big insert of everything that's happened with their family. Here's where my daughter is. She's a junior at Drake, and my son is off practicing law in Henderson, Nevada, and the grandbabies are great, and this happened and this happened. But if you were to put together your Christmas card just based off of the first 3 months of the year, what would be the highlights that go in there?
I would just lie, like a ton. I would do AI imagery. You know, we would all look fantastic. And then I would say, like, exciting news from 2025. Whoa, been a whirlwind of a year. Derek has loved getting to know all of our neighbors and enjoys long hikes on the weekend. Liam has advanced 3 grades in school. As for myself, I've met my weight goal, and I will be on the January 2026 cover of Maxim Web Edition. You know?
Really, you got nothing whatsoever.
I got nothing
to put in a Christmas card as of this point in the year.
We've done one Christmas card our whole life, and it was just so much effort. The people that do it, hats off to you. That is a lot of time and effort that goes into that. Impressive to me. So,
if you had to be real and honest, what would be the highlight of your year so far? You really don't have a highlight?
The highlight, knowing that we are adding to, well, we got one new family member. We're adding another family member. So those two.
And when are you due?
Babies are just blessings. Wow. You should never ask me that. But yeah, I'd say that. We had kind of a chill year, which made me really happy. So I would say that.
That's what I'm looking for from you this morning. If we were going to if you were going to have to put together your Christmas card today, what would have been the single biggest highlight of your year?
Okay.
All right. Call or text it to us. I want to know what has been amazing about the first 3 months of the year. I know we're not even to Easter yet, but if you were putting together your family Christmas card, you got your picture of your family. You probably use, what's the Christmas card company everybody uses? They all go, is it Shutterstock?
Shutterfly.
Shutterfly, that's it. If you had to use Shutterfly and you had to put a Christmas card together today, what would the headline be that you're so happy about with your family? Talked to a woman named Rhonda a couple of seconds ago about her friend.
You know, he's looking for a wife. He wants to settle down, and she doesn't. She just wants to have fun, and, you know, he gets her all these lavish, expensive trips and everything like that and nice things. And I'm kind of like, okay, sis, but if you don't want to marry the man, leave him alone so another good woman can have him.
So is that your business to tell your friend, hey, you need to bounce on this relationship because this guy wants a wife and you just want to have a good time? That's the question this morning.
Well, I had said that I would at least tell her, you know, what are you doing? You know, you're wasting your time. If you don't see a future with him, yeah, it's nice to get all that fun stuff and go places on somebody else's dime. But Sarah had texted in, I'm with Kat. I'd tell her to do the right thing. Then at least I can rest knowing that I tried. And then it's up to her to take the path that won't lead to her hurting someone, which in the end, he will get hurt. That's a lot of money spent. That is a lot of energy spent on somebody just to know that they didn't want anything in the long run.
I'm a little surprised by a lot of the texts we're getting from ladies. Natalie had said, never rat out a friend. It's not your role. Let her have fun. And then we got this text from Brian, and I want you to think about this one. He said, this is me.
Mm-hmm.
Greedy gold-digging women have wasted 10 years of my life. Please say something.
Okay, so there you go. He is scorned, and that is what our OPP caller wants to avoid. Another man going out there carrying baggage from what somebody purposely did to him. So
my friend Nikki texted me, they're both adults. He has just as much ability to say I'm out as she does. If he's staying with it, knowing she's not into marriage, then that's his choice. Yeah. She could also end up changing her mind. Friends should let her live her life.
Okay.
I want to get your thoughts on this.
The board.
If you didn't have text or call capability in the last couple of minutes, you can hit us up anytime.
All right, so this one came in from Troy, and I thought it was interesting because we have a lot of people that manage that are listeners, so maybe you can weigh in. He says, hey, guys, I have a question. I got word from corporate, our office, that our employees are now going to get to wear athleisure for pants and undershirts.
Okay.
And then they have to wear like a uniform T-shirt or something, like a polo or a
Sounds
T-shirt.
comfy.
When I took over as manager 15 years ago, we looked great. We had employees that took pride at work. The last few years, they started to complain more and more that the pants, which just have to be the color khaki. So they don't have to be that pleated, uncomfortable dress pant. They just have to be the color khaki, which you can go to Sierra and get those like breathable, moisture wicking pants in the color khaki if you wanted to. But he said that they had contacted corporate enough where corporate thought that it would be a good idea, but they're not on ground level with all of us and know what looks good day in, day out. And he just kind of feels like this is a downward spiral.
Oh, stop it.
That people are going to come in. And I didn't really notice the difference once Target told their employees they could wear whatever they wanted as long as it's a red shirt on top, right? Isn't that how it goes now?
Is that the way it is now? You can wear jeans at Target?
Yeah.
Oh,
it used to be khakis and red. And then I don't know what year they decided to let them start
Which is better because you know how many times I'd like leave a meeting and have a red shirt and khakis on and somebody'd ask me like, where can I find diapers? And I'd be like, I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, bend over and I'll show you. But I mean, there is something to say about walking in and having employees look uniform because it's a uniform. It's how we as customers identify who to talk to. And so that's your problem for wearing
what
that
drove
outfit
me crazy.
when you go to Target.
I worked at a factory over a summer. I had a summer job at a factory where we just like we're like a production line, and we had to wear a certain thing. Like it always had to be dark pants, and then the shirt. They gave you 2 shirts when you started. I'm like, I work 5 days a week,
right?
Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, no customer ever sees us. Why do we all have to look alike? And I never really understood that. Like, unless you're just really drilling home, it seemed like Russia to me. You know what I mean?
So athleisure can get tricky because you could get those booty popping pants that
and what's wrong with that?
Very, very distracting. I mean, I wouldn't think that it would be appropriate to have. Troy is not telling me where he works, which it could make our minds sway a little bit more if he had, I think, if I had an idea. So, Troy, if you're listening, go ahead and text me just to give me an idea of where you work. But would you want to walk in and see? Of course you would. But like the booty pants that magically lift your butt.
Why not?
And it goes up your butt.
What's wrong with those?
I love them. I mean, I think that they're incredible and they do good things and they defy gravity.
I'll tell you this: it would make me choose one job over another if people could dress how they wanted and be comfortable. Versus we got to wear this standard outfit or whatever. I would for sure not choose that job anymore in my life.
I would want to know though too from them as employees, like what is the real reason why you can't effectively do your job? Is it really the khakis? Is it the khaki? Is that where we're suffering here because you don't like the khakis?
To see how many people are listening right now that have to wear something
and you don't
work,
like it.
And it's just in your job's not going to suffer if you decided to wear a pair of Fabletics and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Or a pair of shorts. Like, I get it if you're in a spot where it's dangerous, right? You got to have certain kind of clothes or certain kind of boots on or something like that. I get all that. But like, you have just a regular job. Why shouldn't you be able to wear what you want? Are you really going to do your job that much worse if you wear something that's great and comfortable for you?
And obviously at Target, it was talked about enough for them to make that change. That's a massive corporate undertaking to allow people to do that. Obviously, no effort on Target's part. They just got to send out that email that everybody loved to get.
Can you wear shorts at Target?
Oh, I'm sure. But I bet they have to be appropriate. I don't know. Do you work at Target?
Who says they're
Shine
appropriate?
Some light on this.
That's the other thing is I don't want to be that person. I don't want a bunch of people walking in my office every day going, is this appropriate?